Shalom, family. This is Judah J. And believe it or not, this is the third attempt at me trying to make this video. It must be very important because I've tried to make this video this is the third time. The third time. This information must be powerful because I spoke for about 50 minutes the first time, 50 something minutes the second time, thought it was recorded. And then all of a sudden I find out when I go to the YouTube, my videos, that the video didn't even uploaded like 8 minutes of the video, and then it just stopped. It actually stopped right when I announced the title of the video, and then all of a sudden the video was over. I spoke for 50 minutes and it only said 8 minutes was recorded. And so this video is entitled the 000.1 that's amongst us, and they're amongst us in secret. What you need to know about the 0.1%, I'm going to get to this really quick because this information is very powerful. These are the ones that operate in secret, the tares that are amongst us. The power that they operate is under the spirit of Satan. They have familiar spirits, and the familiar spirits gives them spiritual insight into mankind, on all men and women on the face of this earth, through the demonic spirits that come from generational spirits, that come from their ability to do witchcraft and sorcery, from learning the dark arts, through secret societies, through also through bloodlines. They also this power that comes from Satan's kingdom flows through this 0.1% that operate nefariously in secret amongst us through bloodlines, because the Nephilim, the fallen angels, had children with women, and those spirits that were in them are now roaming on the face of the earth. And when people make oaths and they sell themselves out to Satan for the wealth and the power and for the ability to reign over kingdoms, like the same situation, the scenario that happened in the Bible where Christ went up to the mountain and Satan offered Christ all the kingdoms of the earth if he would only bow down to him. Now these spirits, and of course Christ said, "Depart from me, for you shall serve the Lord your God, and the Lord your God only shall you serve." But there are people, men and women on this earth, that have decided to take this oath. These are your leaders that control all of the different countries of the earth. These are the leaders that have knowledge of the word of the Most High Yah as being the true text, the true knowledge from the Most High God. But they have decided to make an oath and to make a union with Satan, the fallen one, because they were not chosen to be the chosen people of the Most High, which we know now people are learning, which are the children of Israel, which are the Negro, which are scattered to the four corners of the earth. Now, when it comes to the 0.1%, we can't get this confused with the term that they like to give the truth community as to regurgitate this lie out there. The 1% is basically, if you look at the 1%, they try to base it off of financial prowess. And if you're considering America, the 1% in America equals $700,000, a little bit over $700,000. So of course, these can't be the movers and the shakers, and those that can create the laws, and those that can decide if a man, woman, or child on this earth from any group of people is prosperous. They can't decide if you make that much money, your well-being or your status on this earth. Of course, we know that, but they always push this whole 1% around to us as to confuse us. When you think about the 0.1%, they're operating on a spiritual plane and also on a physical plane. So who these people are those that are mixed with a bloodline from the fallen angels to the which was the Nephilim, of the giants, the children of the fallen angels. And once the flood came after the antediluvian age, at the time of Noah, those spirits now roam on the face of the earth, and they could not go to heaven, they could not go to hell. So now they roam on the earth, and they just decide, they seek to make men and women conduits. So now If you are not obeying the law, statutes, and of the commandments of the Most High, if you do not have a connection to the Christ, the Yahusha, some call him Jesus, then if you decide to operate and allow through a union, through an oath, so to speak, from your actions, through your submitting yourself to these spirits, they will come and dwell in you, and they will take over your vessel. And now what you have in the world are, of course, the leaders of this world that control the purse strings. They don't control the purse string. We're going to get into that in a second. But the leaders of the world are the front men or the front women that are out there as the people that you would think are controlling how laws are made, and they're controlling the direction of the different countries on the face of the earth. They're calling orders from these entities, from these demonic entities that are actually in the earth now. You have the fallen angels that can transform into any being, that are roaming on the earth. The Bible says that you might be amongst an angel unaware. These angels can transform and to take the image and the form of human, but they're not human, of course. You also have the bloodline from the Nephilim. When they died, their bloodline still remains on this earth through those families, like the royal families, through the Bill Gates, through all these different secret societies. That's why their status and their stature is so much greater than the people on the face of this earth, because of the union and the connection that they have through the bloodline. You also have people on the earth that are not of the bloodline, but they have a spiritual connection to greed and wanting to be greater than their brother, to wanting to have the wealth and the riches and the things, the materials of this world. They have made unions with the fallen one by deciding to be workers of iniquity that roam around in the world, and they surveillance the people. They watch the people. They try to sow discord amongst the brethren, amongst people on the face of the earth in secret. And you don't know who, and you don't recognize it, because normal people operate out of a spirit of, or out of a mindset of, my enemy is someone I've done something to. And if the person decides to retaliate against me, at least my rational mind understands why they would seek to do it. Even if it's wrong, and even if I don't agree with it, my rational mind understands that these people are operating in a normal fashion that's common to man. I am not talking about these people. I'm talking about those that roam around on the earth that do not have the spirit of the Most High. They don't have the same spiritual connection with the Most High, with the power that comes from the Father, that comes from the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Their power comes from the fallen one. Their power comes strictly and primarily from Satan. So they wake up every day, or they don't even sleep, and they just go out to sow discord and dissension amongst mankind. The 0.1% is not people that are that you can label based off of finances. They don't use finances. They can have anything in this world that they want, because, of course, the resources in the world are endless, even though they tell us that the resources in this world are limited. They tell you, and I always used to wonder, there's people on the earth that are homeless. There's people on the earth that don't have a place to stay. But if you look in any city, if you look in any town, you will be able to see that there's millions and millions of acres of land everywhere, that there's no houses, there's no establishments, there's no buildings anywhere. But then you would say, okay, well, why can't we build there? Why can't we build there? There's endless amounts of food supply. You can have all kind of wheat crops and corn crops and vegetable crops. Why can't these people eat that? Why can't we provide these resources, this sustenance to these people? That's what led me to understand that there was an agenda at first, by using my rational mind and common sense, understanding that there's some force that is on the earth that is trying to confuse us and to trick us into believing that we cannot provide resources to people to help people, because it would take away from our ability to live. And as you start to read the word of the Most High Yah, you read about the wheat and the tares. The wheat and the tares are those that are on the earth that the Most High Yah told the angels, don't pull up all of them, because if you pull, the angel asked the Most High Yah, why can't we just pull up the tares? The Most High Yah said, because the tares look like the wheat. So if we pull up the tares, we might pull up the wheat. So we'll let them grow together. So now we have people. This is the 0.1%. These are the ones that look like you and me. And the reason why I've made videos so much trying to articulate this message is because I believe that the truth movement, I'm not saying all the channels in the truth movement, there's many great channels out there that are giving us a lot of great information, spiritual information from the Most High, getting revelations from the Most High. I can name a few. I can name, New Breed. He's always on topic. He's on point. Yeah, giving revelations from the Most High. Shonda at Large, Telltale Ministries, Stephen Darby, redirecting. You have all of these different Israel's Church. You have all of these different ministries and also truth channels that are coming out here, and they're speaking the truth and from the Most High Yah, and opening our hearts and minds to what's really going on around us. There's one thing. And I'm not saying these channels that I listeners are not doing it. I'm just giving you my understanding coming from a targeted individual that has been targeted by not just people in the physical realm, but also in the spiritual realm, because of a fiery trial that I believe that this is. But there's certain individuals out there that have been privy to surrounded by those that are operating nefariously in the spiritual realm on Satan's side to cause us to turn away from the Most High Yah, to teach us a lie. They do it through witchcraft and sorcery. They speak, they can read, kind of understand things that you're thinking. They can say it, regurgitate it back to you. You could think something, they'll say it right back to you. You could maybe feel a certain thing in your body, maybe a pain, or maybe you're just having some indecision about something, and they can be able to be around you. We call these guys the perps. They can be around you, and they can basically articulate what is going on in your mind, the experience that you're having. They can actually tell you what's going on. They won't just come out overtly and say something to you to let you know completely that they know things on a higher spiritual level about you than they will. They're not going to come out and just tell you that. But if you are attuned to the spirit, and if you have gone through this experience, this targeted individual experience, which I implore each one of you to go and do your research about, then you will know that the spiritual realm is at play in this earth in a level that's unthinkable, on a level that is going unnoticed, because the world has not been introduced to the spiritual side of this fight between the Most High Yah and Satan yet. It's only a group of people, a large group of people now that associate to being targeted individuals that have had this experience. Now, these 0.1%, these are the ones that are amongst us that you don't know are the 0.1%, the ones that control the purse string, the flow, and they dictate social they dictate social standing in the world within the different nations, who rises, who falls. They dictate financial prosperity between the different nations. They dictate who's going to be a leader, who's not going to be a leader. Who are these 0.1%? They are the fallen angels, that seed that is roaming in the earth, not just in the royal families and the Illuminati people and the Bill Gates and the ones, the figureheads that we associate to possibly being these people. Those are the ones that are on the forefront. They're the ones that are the conduits that are completely sold out, and they have that demonic spirit in them, that they have they operate with the familiar spirits. That's why it seems like they have so much intellect. It seems like they're the ones that are guiding and dictating public perception. They're the ones that are telling us how we're supposed to perceive the world, how we're supposed to think about education and think about life. And they're the ones that are giving us these ideas, but they're getting these ideas funneled into them through demonic beings, fallen angels that are still on the earth. And also they're getting through these, through the bloodline. the bloodline of the fallen angels and the Nephilim that's the spiritual the spirits that from the Nephilim that still are on the earth, that roam on the earth, that could not go to heaven, that could not go to hell. The people that become conduits and that want the wealth and the riches and all of these things and the kingdoms, the powers over the kingdoms, the same things that the Christ, the Most High Yah, his son, Yahushua Mashiach, that some of you call Jesus, the same things he turned down. They actually decided to become willing vessels so that they can receive these blessings, these gifts from their masters, from Satan's kingdom, right? But what you also have to understand is 0.1%. They are in numbers. Now, this is the problem that I have with the truth. A lot of people in the truth movement. A lot of people in the truth movement are still associating these leaders as being normal individuals that might just be, they might be of secret societies. They might have decided to turn away from God, and they're working nefariously against the people, secretly trying to destroy the people and bring the population down to 500 million, and all these narratives that we have been taught to believe that this secret group of people are doing against us. And yes, they are. But what you have to understand is those are not the 0.1%. Now the 0.1%, they have they have abilities, and not just the 0.1%. All your leaders, all those that have the ability to create this public perception, to shape it, the leaders, all of the ones in these secret societies, they have spiritual sort of gifts that come from Satan's kingdom to be able to do exactly what these perps in the target individual phenomenon can do. They can read your thoughts. They know things about you that no one else knows, even without the use of technology. They don't need to go log into your computer without you knowing and be able to see that you like to look at watches. You want to buy watches, or you like certain types of clothes, and then you're watching a YouTube video, and then you start to see these ads of these clothes and these watches, and you say, well, wow, how did this YouTube algorithm, how did it know to come to my computer and start putting all of these things that I like as to sell these things to me? And how do they know? And you say, oh, well, okay, well, that's wrong, but I can see the I make a rational kind of opinion, or I come to a rational place where I'm not a rational place. I see what they're doing, and because it seems like, okay, they're just looking at my computer, this is a normal thing that can happen. And so I can see how it would, so I'm not going to trip about it. I'll just make sure that I won't go on the computer and look at certain things because I don't want people looking at what I'm doing. That's not what I'm talking about. The 0.1%, these people have extrasensory abilities that come from Satan's kingdom, that it allows them to see into the spiritual realm and to be able to basically decipher what's going on in us. And the reason how they can do it is because this world, their goal is to turn this world into an antichrist society, which they have done. So when you operate in the spirit of hate, of fear, and when you operate in the spirit of evil, all these evil, if you have a spirit of sickness and you're always talking about being sick, or or fear or hate or malice or destruction or chaos or doubting Yahushua Mashiach as being your savior, that's what fuels them and gives them power to have more influence over your life. That's how they can know certain things about you, these leaders and all of these figureheads, all of the people on the news, all the people that have any ability to shape public opinion and perception in mass that are in this world, right? That are in the news. I'm talking about the news media. There's people with channels that have lots of followers. I'm not talking about them. And if I'm talking about the people that we can consider as being tied to the government and tied to these nations, and they control how we shape our opinions through the news and all these things and these leaders and all these secret societies. They have these extrasensory type of demonic spirits that are flowing through them because of the oaths that they've made to the demonic kingdom in order to have the power over us so that they can have their time on this earth as being gods. That's what they want to be, as gods. So when you are amongst when you're thinking about the 0.1%, don't ever think about it in financial terms again. Think about these people as being part of a bloodline. Their bloodline is their currency. So since their bloodline is mixed with the fallen angels and the Nephilim, mixed with the fallen angels, their bloodline is mixed with the fallen angels, the Nephilim that's in their bloodline. Now you realize that they are the ones that have these extrasensory spirits that can surveillance you. They can see things, know things about you. So and because of the spirits that they have, such as the familiar spirit, such as the generational type of information that they get from these spirits about us. It's not about having just records about you or even technology. It's not about having just cameras that can watch you and follow you. It's about a complete connection, a spirit. They've become conduits to Satan's spirit to where they can operate in the spiritual realm on the dark side in a fashion that we can't understand in mass unless you have an experience with these people, unless you've been unless that's your fiery trial that you've had to go through in this world, as to have to deal with their surveillance, deal with their noise campaigns, deal with their telling lies on you and spreading untruths and just doing these nefarious acts to you. Unless you've had that experience, that's not something that somebody that you would say is a rational person. That's not the view that they're going to come to. They're going to think that something's wrong with you if you come to them and tell them about people that are performing these demonic acts to try to just basically destroy your life. They're not going to believe you. The 0.1%, they are the ones that are at the rallies, the ones that are at these protests, the ones that throw the rocks first, the ones that are the seem like they're the maddest of everyone else, the ones that are always the ones that seemingly getting on the news and they're talking about how there's all this injustice and we need to fight back and we need to now. I'm not telling you that every person that gets on the news is I'm telling you that's a possibility. These people, because when you have the ability when a person has the ability to shape the opinions of the masses of people, millions of people, then those that are in control of the media that have also sold out their souls to Satan and that are basically just walking conduits of the demonic spirit, knowing what their job is. There's no ambiguity as to what their purpose is, which is to lead man away from the Most High God. And so that they will become followers of their master, which is Satan. Their job is to make sure that the message that goes over the wires is something that's going to be beneficial to their kingdom, which is going to mislead the people in some way, shape, or form. So you have to understand that 0.1%, they actually roam amongst us with these hidden powers, these secret powers. They're the tares. They're the ones that the Most High Yah said that shall be burnt in the fire. They operate nefariously amongst us, but you don't know who they are. The truth channels are coming to this consensus that of course, we're in a spiritual battle. We're the children of Israel. If you're the Negro scattered to the four corners of the earth, everything is tied to the awakening of the children of the Most High Yah. But what I don't see, what the other part of it is not knowing the true composition of the people that are around them and to what extent they are around them. The people that are around most of us in whole, in a greater fashion, are these people that are the tares, that have these demonic spirits that guide them, but not just someone that just, they've been walking unrighteously before God, and they're just kind of like, they're just waffling between both sides, and they're trying to do good, but they're not doing it, and they may do it sometimes, but then they go back to doing the wrong thing. I'm talking about people that either wake up every day or they don't sleep maybe, but their only mindset is to cause mankind to fall, and by putting introducing them to bad morals, trying to cause them to adopt bad morals, putting demonic spirits in them so they can become conduits and be walking walking members of Satan's kingdom, just trying to deceive and manipulate man. These are the ones that the Most High Yah said that these are like, as the wicked spring forth as the grass, is that they shall be destroyed. The wicked have most definitely sprung forth as the grass. These are the times of Noah. The only thing they want to do is make you a conduit. And they're all out there around us. So that's why, if you don't have the spirit of the Most High in you, if you don't trust that Christ, the Most High Yah, sent his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, to come and die for your sins, that he rose on the third day, that he's on the right-hand side of the Father, and he's coming again, you are susceptible to be one of those people like in the Matrix movie, where that spirit can come into you. And now once that spirit comes into you, either if you're a person that has been living unrighteously before the Most High Yah, if you're not obeying the commandments, if you're just a person that's just living just to live in the world, you are now someone that those demonic 0.1% people you'll be on their radar. You'll be like, they're always going to be on they're like their father. They're seeking to steal, kill, and destroy. But you are a person that, if you don't have a hedge of protection, which comes from the spirit of the Most High, you are like a light that's blinking in the spiritual realm, in which these people, this 0.1%, can see. And so now they come to you without you knowing who they are, looking like a normal person like me or you. And they will try to, in nefarious ways, manipulate you so that you will begin to believe a lie, with the goal of leading you away from the Most High, putting spirits in you through witchcraft and sorcery. And then things are going on in your life and you don't know why they're happening. It's because you have people all around you that are at every moment praying evil things over your life. They're actually doing it nonstop. And that's why this country is, of course, as we know, like the truth channels tell you, it's Babylon, and it's getting ready to fall. It's the Egypt of the children of Israel. We're over here now, the Negro, and our judgment our sentence is getting taken off of us, because this 400 years prophecy is up, or it's close to being up, or we're done with it, or whatever. They say 1619 to 2019 is when it was over, but this 400-year prophecy is real, but it's done now. But see, now there has to be a time period where the Most High Yah, because he acts like his works, what he doesn't, and it's never just overt where he just does something and it's just like, wow, that just happened. Like, unless it's back in the times where we were in Egypt and you've seen all of these dramatic type of things happen, the fraud, the plagues, and you've seen the water, and then they cross through and it's all of these amazing type, miraculous type sights that happen. The Most High Yah can do that. But normally the Most High Yah works through men. He does the good and the evil. So basically, he can use evil men for his purposes. He can use evil men and women for the judgment of his people, or of people, to either take them off of this earth, or he can use them to chastise his people. So the Most High Yah normally operates in kind of a rational type of way. You can kind of see how things are going, and how they're formulating, and how they're being shaped in the world. And you can say, okay, it seems like something's happening, but it's taking time, and it makes sense. The Most High is not a God of confusion. He's not a power of confusion. So the stuff that he does, it makes sense. So if the 400 years is over, it's not going to be like the children of Israel are just now going to get in the ships of Tarshish and leave. It might be a period where people go over to the place where I think it is, which is in Africa somewhere. Some people would say it's in the Kalahari Desert. I've listened to Truth Unveiled's videos, 777. Listen to Telltale Ministries. He's on that path or that train of mind of thinking that our true homeland of Israel and Jerusalem's in Africa. But then he also says that he doesn't know exactly where it is, but he's kind of leaning towards the Kalahari Desert. And I've done my study, and I'm thinking the same thing based off of my studies of it. But I would also think, just like he would say, is that maybe it's a situation where people would move over there first. Our people would move over there first, sort of to prepare, prepare the road for us, prepare the place for us. For the rest of us, when we came over, we'd have people that we can link up with, people that will be able to be established so that they can help us as we're over there. It seems like it makes more sense. And so through my studies of the Bible, the Most High Yah does things in sort of like a stepwise motion. Things make sense. It's like he's not going to do something that's just going to make no sense. It takes stages. So I believe that our awakening and everything having to do with our coming back into the land, it will take stages. It will happen in stages. But also, these people that are out there are not going to rest and stop just because the Most High Yah is getting ready to release us from our bondage, the children of Israel, and then also bring those Gentiles over to the land that shall cling to Jacob. This shall be a thing, a situation where they shall pull out all the strings and all of the straws in order to keep us in our bondage. And the way they've done it through all of these millennia is been through their witchcraft and their sorcery. That's how they've been able to keep their nation going and their kingdom going, is by their witchcraft and their sorcery. That's how people don't understand what they're doing in secret, because there's this veil, this deception that has been placed over the world to stop us from seeing the wickedness that they're operating in against us. That's why we still elect these individuals. That's why we really put all of our time and all of our energy and everything into saying, okay, I'm going to vote for these people, and they're going to make a difference for me in my life, even though I can look at the track record and see they've done nothing for me. See that the world is only getting worse, not better. See that the wealth of the world is apparently has increased over the last 100 years, but then people are in the same state of destitution, that at a level that's unthinkable. Why wouldn't things get better? We have to at some point awaken to the fact that you are in the midst, you are under the umbrella and under the guidance and under the rulership of the wicked that have an agenda not to help you, sustain you, or to cause you to be able to make it better in this world. Their agenda is to destroy you, because their father is the fallen one, the prince of the power of the air that got thrown out of heaven, kicked out of heaven into the second heaven. Woe to the earth, for Satan has come down amongst you. Prince of the power of the air. He roams in the second heaven with his fallen angels, with his that's his kingdom. And so now basically we on this earth are dealing with a demonic evil entity that hates us more than anything else, because we were chosen to be, we're created to be in the image of the Most High. And we were created to be higher than the angels. So now you have Satan and his fallen angels. They've always hated us. And so they've been trying to destroy it. The woman, Israel, the child, the one that the Most High Yah chose to be of his chosen people, but not just us. They want to take the souls of every man, woman, and child on this earth and cause them to follow the ways of Satan, so that the Most High Yah will take his provision and his hand off of them, so that their spirits and their souls can burn in the lake of fire, just like, and so they can receive the same judgment that they're going to receive. Because that's the reason why there's this fight, there's this seeming like nothing ever gets better, because you have these people. He has these people that are on the face. How you doing, Jay Israel? He has these people that are on the face of this earth that are operating against us without our knowledge, because we don't know of spiritual things. The 0.1% don't think about money anymore as to quantify or to label them. The fallen one, the 0.1%, they are a bloodline that is on this earth, that is of the fallen angel seed, and their desire is to destroy mankind spiritually and physically, just like the Nephilim, the fallen, the giants that were the children of the fallen angels. When they were on the earth, all they did was kill mankind. And because man cried out to the Most High so much, they cried out to the Most High so much, then he brought the flood. And so he saved 8 people, Noah being, of course, the one that we recognize as building the ark. And because of once that happened, the fallen angels saw their children perishing. The giants are now perishing because the flood came and washed them away. But then their spirits, now after they died, roam on the earth, and they jump into people that accept them, people that take oaths to gain this world. It says you can gain everything in the world and lose your soul. What did you profit? Paraphrasing. That's what's on the earth. So the 0.1% operate in an extrasensory demonic spirit that knows things about you and me that we did not tell them and that technology did not teach them. They're in numbers. They're all around us, and they're your leaders. They're the ones that are in office, the ones that have these highfalutin positions. They're the one, and they're even the people that are out amongst you that are just looking like normal people. They're like normal people, but you don't know who they are because they look like us. They seem like us. They're the tares that were not going to be torn up or brought up with the wheat because they look like the wheat. That's the missing element to the whole truth movement, is to know that the composition of the ones that are not of God, that are looking like us, that like the times of Noah. It shall be like the times of Noah. What happened during the times of Noah, the antediluvian age? You had the fallen angels. You had the Nephilim that were the giants that had the seed of the fallen angels in them, and they were teaching men how to do evil, how to create war, instruments of war, teaching men how to splice animals and roots, teaching men they were splicing the animals, the dinosaurs. That's why you had the dinosaurs. All these different skeletons that have been dug up of these dinosaurs that are all over the earth. These other type of otherworldly beasts that were on the earth because of the splicing of the animals from these Nephilim giants. And so you have this. That was the times of Noah, and the goal was to kill mankind. So that's why they tried to kill mankind, because they didn't want the Christ seed to come into the earth, the seed that would save mankind. Because you have to understand, the fallen angels, of course, are under Satan, and his goal is to destroy that seed from coming in. That's why they decide to kill all of mankind. But then the Most High, the men and the women that were on this earth that weren't tainted with that spirit, they cried out to the Most High. They cried out to him to save them. The flood came. But now, just like the times of Noah, you have these same entities on the earth. Now they look like you and me, and they're all amongst us. The ones that are at the protests, that are always trying to, the voice that you hear the loudest, the ones that are causing all the uproar, throwing rocks at the buildings, the ones that are throwing over setting torches to the buildings and the cars, and just sowing so much dissent amongst the people. Right? To try to get the normal people that they see, that are not operating in that bloodline, and have not become conduits to Satan's spirit, to conduits for those spirits to just fill them, like the man with the legions of spirits that Christ met. They're not like them. So those people watch them, the 0.1% that are in this world, that are amongst us, that we don't know, that have all the resources. They don't operate with money. They're just all around us. They're the leaders. They're the ones that control everything. The ones you don't see, not the Bill Gates, not the people in the secret societies that are the figureheads, not the ones that we've seen on TV, the other ones, the ones you don't see, the ones that have these other, and all of them have those powers. I'm not talking about them not having the powers, because that's the thing that the people in the truth movement don't understand. People around you can know what you're thinking. It's an unfair advantage. They know what you're thinking. They know the certain spiritual the spiritual abnormalities or spiritual issues that you're dealing with. If you have pain, if you have sickness, if you have fear, if you're a person that hates people, if you have sexual immorality problems, if you have drug problems, whatever problem you have, there's people in this world that know everything about the problems you have, not from studying your records, not from studying your tangible records, from studying your spiritual record, which they know because they have been made conduits that demonic spirits come in them and tell them things in their mind. People are walking around you being able to hear demonic spirits. They're able to hear demonic spirits in their mind, talking to them, giving them information about you. I'm a targeted individual. There's certain things that I know that I wish I didn't know, but this is my fiery trial. All I can say to you is that it's real. The 0.1% has nothing to do with finances. It has something to do with your spiritual attunement, your ability to be attuned, the level of a spiritual awareness that you have, and spiritual ineptness that you have. How spiritually powerful are you? How powerful can you operate in the spiritual realm? By making things happen. Operating in a hierarchy, a power over other people that they don't know about. So many of these people that you would say are so intellectually wise and so astute and so just they know so much, and they're the great, let's say, scientists, the great doctors that make up these inventions, and you're like, wow, they must have went to school for a very long time and studied forever, and that's why they're able to have created these amazing things that have just completely shaped our whole society. No, a lot of these people that are amongst us are of the 0.1% that you don't see, or they're the people that have sold themselves out and taken the oaths from the fallen one, and he's given them knowledge, like that knowledge that comes from the tree of good and evil. They have decided they wanted to be smart, have more intellect, have more ingenuity than everyone else on the earth. So they are now just nothing but vessels for Satan's spirit to operate in, and to twist and turn and to shape the possible path of the individuals on this earth, to lord over them. And of course, they get their money, they get their stuff. How you doing, Barry? They get their stuff, but they lose their soul. And then their hearts are dark. And if their eye be full of darkness, how dark is that darkness? The 0.1%, if you do not remember what I've said, has nothing to do with finances, even though their finances are unlimited and they don't operate with money. They don't operate with money whatsoever. It's all about a bloodline and their ability to have their ability to be able to operate in the spiritual realm and to have the ability to shape what goes on in the world around them. That's the 0.1%. It's not about what they receive, like what man would normally say. A man is rich because of all the wealth he has. Imagine if you didn't need any money or any currency to do anything on the earth. Imagine if you can do anything you want at any time. For whatever reason, you can do whatever you want. That's these people. And you would say, you'll say the 0.1%, or what we have been made to believe, the 1%, like I told you before, if you're talking about in terms of finances in America, $700,000 a year would qualify you as being the 1%. $700,000, $700,800 a year. Go look it up. Type in 1%. It talks about being wealthy people, those that are financially more wealthy than most people in the country, the 1%. But as we know, if there was a Democrat in office, which there is now, and if they decide to tax the ones that make over $400,000 a year, and if you are of the 1%, you wouldn't be of the 1% anymore. because your money would dwindle down because of the taxes. So how are you going to say that the 1% are the movers and shakers of the world that are creating all of the laws and that are shaping public perception and that are doing these? No, it's that percent you don't, it's so small, but huge, of the people out there you don't know that are operating with demonic spirits, able to know things about you, doing witchcraft and sorcery, doing all manners of nefarious evil all over the world, doing sacrifices, doing sex trades. Those people that are getting these that are getting hormones and getting hormone enzymes and stuff released from young people, from destroying them, and the fear that comes from that act, adrenochrome, and all of these different types of things that these leaders, these people that have sold out, these powers that they're getting, is coming from actions that are rooted in just pure evil. And they're doing it amongst us, and you don't know it because you don't think that people can be this bad as to do evil on that level. It's just it's the thing that no one is talking. But here's the thing. Here's the last thing I'll say. That spirit that's in these people, just know, study targeted individuals. That's the bridge that links it all together. I realize it now. Yes, the Israelites, we're the children of Israel, the Negroes scattered to the four corners of the earth. Everything is moves based off of our awakening. Yes, I understand that. The Bible is completely, that's our book. Prophecy is about it. But see, the thing is also, the Bible talks about these wheat and these tares. It says, my people perish for the lack of knowledge. We don't know of the people that are around us that are operating in witchcraft and sorcery against us. You don't know about the spirit that's in them. You don't know of the composition of those people that have that spirit that are around you. It says, as the wheat spring forth as the grass, it is that they shall be destroyed. The Most High God is about to send his son Yahushua HaMashiach back. Who knows how much time that's going to be until he comes back, but you see it in the world now. You see it in the world now as the end is coming. Through all of the natural disasters, all the cataclysms, all the social unrest, you can sense it. You know, everyone in the earth knows something is coming. But you have to know, before that happens, you have to know the major desire of Satan and his kingdom in these last days. It's the times of Noah. Put that in your mind. Keep it with you. They want to, there's a group of people or of entities that look like us that are not us. They operate with the sole purpose of causing people, of putting demonic spirits in people, leading them to make oaths with their power, Satan, to take away their soul so that they will lose out on eternity, so that the fallen one can say, I took this one from you. I took this one from you. I took this one from you. That's the only goal of everything that you see out here in this world, of the leaders that are in the Bidens and the Trumps. They all know about this. This is the game plan. It's to make the world a total antichrist society, primed, which it is right now. Most of this place is, the whole world, primed to have their bodies to become conduits of Satan, so that his spirit can dwell in them, so that they will be locked in that union and that bond with him, so they can't have salvation. So that Christ will, because that's what pains the Most High Yah, is to lose his people. He doesn't want to lose any one of us. That's why he is always blessing us and keeping us and preserving us and giving us chances and opportunity after opportunity to come back to him and repent, because he doesn't want us to go to that place that the fallen angels and the demons and Satan are going to go. But see, then there's these people that have been deceived, that are in this world, that have sold their souls out to Satan. They could care less about that, because they've become conduits, and the spirits that are in them have now possessed them, so they can't see clearly. Their minds have become seared. They have become reprobate mind. But then that you have to understand that 0.1%, those are the ones that are of that bloodline, and also of There's places like Antarctica. There's places all over the world where you have these beings that are the fallen angels or the Nephilim that are still that look like us. Maybe they look a little different than us, but they're the ones that control the world. The S4 Majestic 12. Go do your study on that. S4 Majestic 12. Go do your study on that. Hey, Brittany, how you doing? y'all bless you. Go do your study on that. The ones that control all of the different leaders all over the world are not of us. They're of the fallen angel mixed with the Nephilim, and they look like us, but they're not. And they have these extra sensory intellect, spiritual powers that come from the fallen angel, that come from the fallen one. And they're the ones that taught man back in the time of Noah, the antediluvian age, how to splice animals, create weapons and instruments of war. They taught the women to put the makeup on themselves to be able to be more alluring to the men, splicing animals, doing all these wickedness, that things that the Most High Yah didn't want man to learn, didn't want man to do. They're the ones that are on the earth now. So they control the governments. They are here. And they control the governments, and we don't know the true composition or the makeup of our world. Some people say it's flat. Some people say, oh, it's a globe, whatever it might be. We don't have the money, the resources. We don't have the pull, the financial pull, the power as far as being of influence and be able to use instruments to go up and look at our world and see how big it is, or see how much land is actually in this world. These entities are underneath the earth, in other parts of the earth that we can't see. We know so little. So I'm leaving now, taking away from this video the 0.1%, or what you would say the 1%, which is not accurate. The 0.1% are those that move amongst us, and their identity is not linked to any financial prowess. It is linked to a connection in the spiritual realm, spiritual extra sensory type understanding and ability in the spiritual realm to know things about every man, woman, and child on this earth, secret things about your life, about your spirit, your spiritual makeup, what you're dealing with spiritually. If you're sick, if you're sad, if you're a person that's normally angry, if you have sexual promiscuity problems, if you have whatever spiritual issue you have, that's how they get their advantage over you. That's how they lord over you, because they know who you are. And if you don't have a connection to the Most High Yah, to be in His Son Yahushua Mashiach, if you don't have that power to protect you and to keep you from being taken over and becoming a conduit, where you're just a vessel walking around, just surrendering to Satan, doing whatever he wants you to do, and following him, just doing whatever he wants you to do. Unless you have that protection, it's possible to become nothing but a conduit and lose out on your salvation, because that's all their goal is. Their goal is for nothing else than to make a sacrifice for mankind, for Satan's kingdom, because he hates mankind. That's they hate mankind. So anyways, y'all, this is the first time that I've done this on this platform, as far as this new, what is it called? It's just a streamline type platform. But in the future, I will be having shows on here with other people on, because this platform, I can have guests and we can do a live show. I would implore you guys the shows will get better. I'll learn how to do this thing a little bit better, but I like this format. If you want to, please join the channel. There's a join button on the bottom. If you go to the YouTube, I don't know if you see it now, but maybe you do. But you join the channel, push the like button, subscribe, because when you push the like button, it sends more people over to the channel. It's like an algorithm. It leads people to come over to the channel. So, if you got anything from this, blessings to you. If you want to donate to the channel, you can go to Cash App, Judah J Talks 12. This money, honestly, will be going towards the rent of this apartment because work is low, and it's just hard times with all this mess, all this pandemic, corona stuff that's going around, which is a pandemic anyway. But their job and their goal was to destroy this economy. And hey, the Most High Yah, his hand is above it all, because he is tearing down Babylon, because pretty soon this kingdom will be over, and then they'll move to the 10-horn kingdom. And then after that, shortly, the Christ kingdom shall be, put on earth when Christ returns back. And the children of Israel, my people, the Negroes scattered to the four corners of the earth, will go into, the wilderness, wherever that may be, in Africa or wherever it is, Kalahari Desert, wherever it is. Well, we will, he'll lead us back to our homeland, and all of the Gentiles that shall cling to Jacob shall go with them. Every man, woman, and child, I believe, on this earth, that regardless of what nation, what race you are, can have salvation in Christ Yahushua Mashiach. You come to him, you ask him for forgiveness. I ask him for forgiveness. Turn from your sins, seek him, seek his face, pray to him, humble yourself, and he shall heal your land, and he shall heal you. So blessings to you. Come, I will be making more live streams. That's probably the path I'm going to be going, is making more live streams. But I will be having guests on this channel. When I learn how to do a little bit more on this platform, it'll be a whole lot better. And once again, blessings to you guys. Thank you, JP, for coming to the channel. Azarel, Abir, Malik, for coming to the channel. Thank you, Andre H, for coming to the channel. Brittany J, of course. Barry Russell, blessings to you for coming to the channel. Hallelujah. Who else was in here? Jay Israel, for coming to the channel. So blessings to you. Shalom. And subscribe. All right. Shalom.